On the immigration front, temporary protected status for people from Ethiopia revoked by the Trump administration. Now, this means legal status for more than 1 million people from 13 countries is wiped out. Live to CBS News immigration correspondent Camilo Montoya-Galvez. Okay, Camilo, what's left of this TPS program in the United States?
Hi, Reed. Just to underscore again that point, 1 million people, more than 1 million people who were previously in the U.S. legally and authorized to work in the country lawfully have now lost their deportation protections, are subject to deportation, and can no longer work in the country legally. That is after the Supreme Court earlier this summer allowed the Trump administration to basically end most TPS or temporary protected status programs for nationals of about 13 countries. We're talking about citizens of Afghanistan, Cameroon, Burma, Ethiopia, Haiti, Honduras, Nepal, Nicaragua, Somalia, South Sudan, Syria, Venezuela, and Yemen. So the scope of this massive campaign to basically turn hundreds of thousands of immigrants here into illegal immigrants is massive and really breathtaking, honestly. Read, the Department of Homeland Security is now telling everyone affected by the TPS terminations that they should pack their bags, that they should self-deport from the country. Otherwise, the department is warning them that they will be found, identified, arrested, and forcibly deported from the country. Now, only 4 TPS programs remain, at least for now. They protect citizens of El Salvador, Lebanon, Sudan, and Ukraine. But it is likely that the Trump administration, Reed, will move to end those programs too, most of them at least, at some point.
And just want to do a follow-up question. We're talking about 1 million people, but also people who did all the right things leading up to this, no? These are not people who are skirting process before the Trump administration came to power for the second time.
That is a critical question, Reed, because to be eligible for TPS, somebody cannot have a serious criminal record in the U.S. So by definition, most TPS holders don't have any criminal record at all, or if they do, it's a low-level criminal record to be eligible again for deportation protections under that policy. And in some cases, like in the case of migrants from El Salvador, Honduras, and other countries, and Haiti too, they have been in the U.S. for years, if not decades, have in some cases U.S. citizen children or spouses, and so this will affect communities and families across the country. But again, the Trump administration's argument, Reed, is that the TPS policy has been abused by Democratic administrations, that it has been extended for far too long, despite the temporary nature of the policy. T in TPS, of course, stands for temporary, and that the programs need to be winded down eventually.
One of the first big immigration stories that you covered here on CBS News 24/7 was that of the man who was wrongfully deported from the United States, then brought back, of course, Kilmar Abrego Garcia. You have an update on the Justice Department's push for charges against him?
Yeah, Reed, just to level set, back in May in this spring, a federal judge in Tennessee dismissed the criminal charges faced by Kilmar Abrego Garcia, that man who was wrongfully deported to El Salvador last year. He had been facing criminal charges and allegations that he illegally smuggled undocumented immigrants into the U.S. That was the charge by the Justice Department. But the judge in that case dismissed the charges on the grounds that he found that it was politically motivated, the prosecution, that the only reason the Justice Department prosecuted this man from El Salvador was because he challenged legally his wrongful deportation to El Salvador. Well, now the Justice Department is asking an appellate court, higher court, to stay that dismissal and to reinstate the charges effectively, so Kilmar Abrego Garcia continues to undergo a criminal prosecution. We should underscore that this is a separate effort by the Trump administration that also includes their attempts to deport this man to the African country of Liberia. That is a separate case that is also ongoing. ICE has said that it is prepared to send this man to that African country instead of Costa Rica, which has agreed to accept him and where he believes he would be safe. And for now, a judge has blocked that effort as well, Reed.
Camilo Montoya-Galvez, thank you so much.